I feel like outer space is in a real thing.
We're going in the wrong direction, man.
Terrible,
like,
man. Yeah, it was a different level.
That's how he was like winded. He's like, man, those boys are going to be something. Let me tell you. What's up, Falcons fans? Welcome back to the Friday Five. I'm your host, Will McFadden. I'm joined by Tori McElhaney. We are here to discuss what else? Free agency.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's been a busy time.
It has been way busier than I expected it to be, which we will get into. But first, appreciate your patience as we've kind of been navigating the combine, free agency, my paternity leave. There's been a lot going on here in Flowery Branch. But moving forward, we do expect to be back every Friday. So keep an eye on the feed. Friday 5 will be with you from now through the draft, and then hopefully continuing on throughout the offseason. We got OTAs, mini camps, some fun stuff planned. So keep your eyes on the feed. But today, we are going to talk about free agency. Tori, I'm going to give a kind of quick rundown of what the Falcons have done so far. They have signed 16 players, 5 on offense, 9 on defense, 2 on special teams. Jake Bailey, Jahan Dodson. I should say their positions, right? Yeah. Punter, Jake Bailey. Wide receiver, Jahan Dodson. Defensive end, Samson Ebukam. Kicker, Nick Folk. Defensive lineman, Deshaun Hand. Linebacker, Christian Harris. Tight end, Austin Hooper. Offensive lineman, Corey Levin. Defensive tackle, LaCale London. Defensive end, Azeez Ojulari. Quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa. Defensive end, Cameron Thomas. Linebacker, Channing Tindall, not Channing Tatum. Defensive lineman, Chris Williams. And wide receiver, Olamide Zaccheaus. So please check out our free agency tracker on AtlantaFalcons.com, where you can kind of keep up to date with all of those news and notes. But Tori, what's your overall reaction to kind of that long list that I just read out?
Yeah, no, I think that my main takeaway was I don't think I was expecting this volume of signees in the first wave of free agency. I think kind of going into this free agency period, it kind of reminded me a little bit of the 2021 offseason, where it felt like, okay, you don't have as much money to play with in free agency, and you still have holes to fill, but you're looking at guys probably on like a shorter contract, a cap-friendly contract, which is basically what the Falcons did. But the volume of having 16 different players joining up in a matter of like 5 days holistically is like was not at all the direction that I thought things were going to go. I was pleasantly surprised. I also thought it was really nice, and we've had the chance to sit down with a lot of these guys, but getting to see some like old familiar faces. I know for us, like getting the chance to sit down with Azeez Ojulari and Channing Tindall, some UGA guys, but also getting to see Austin Hooper again, getting to see Olamide Zaccheaus again, people who you've already kind of built relationships with, and you had the chance to talk about Matt Ryan and his new role as president of football with 2 individuals who caught passes from him. Like, there are just some really cool storylines that I think came out of this free agency period that were really exciting to dive into.
Yeah, and I should say that you will hear on the back end of this episode conversations with 3 of the newest Falcons, including Olamide Zaccheaus. I thought that was a great conversation that we had. And I should say we are recording this on Wednesday, so there is a chance that between now and the time it reaches your earballs that, there are a couple more moves have been made. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, you mentioned 2021. I was thinking back to like 2015, Dan Quinn's first year. And I think there are a few things, right? When you have a new coaching staff, a new regime coming in, oftentimes you want to go get guys that you're familiar with, right? I think that helps you build the culture in the locker room. They understand, they're familiar with just what to expect with kind of the new leadership. But it's also interesting to me that the similarities between this year and 2021 specifically are the relatively limited cap space that you're working with. And did you ever go to Chuck E. Cheese as
I
a
did.
kid? Yeah?
I wasn't allowed to, though, very often because
You weren't allowed to?
Yeah, because every time I went, I would get sick afterwards.
Okay.
So it was
the ball pit got you?
Yeah, like just the germs, like the kid germs. And so every time, and so it became, once I got a little bit like, I don't know, like 7 or 8 years old, my mom and dad were like, you literally get sick every time you go. We're not going. I'm
Gotta
sorry.
build up that immune system.
I mean,
get some
you'd
vitamin
think.
C.
Yeah, that's honestly maybe COVID started at Chuck E. Cheese. Like that
Maybe.
was the
Honestly,
epicenter
maybe
of
that's
COVID.
what there's 2 C's Chuck E. Cheese, right? Like COVID. I don't know.
I don't know. Conspiracy theory.
But the reason I bring that up is like what this has kind of reminded me, and again, a lot of the times where it seems like they have limited cap space, I feel like they almost make the most moves, right? And so it's almost like when you don't have enough tickets to compile to like go for that top shelf item, the gigantic stuffed bear or whatever, you're like, all right, give me the Chinese finger trap, give me the little plastic top, give me X, Y, and Z, right? And that's kind of what this feels like, is that they are really targeting some guys who maybe other teams at this point in time they have their eyes on who's the biggest name, big ticket players. And so that maybe limits overall the scope of what they can do, because they're compiling their resources to go after the top guy at each thing. And the Falcons are saying, all right, we know what this guy can do. We think he really fits this team. He adds good depth. And that's really been, I think, the theme of this free agency.
Yeah, I also think, too, and this is something Ian Cunningham even said in his presser last Friday, was he made mention of guys who had been on the up and up. Like they had really fast starts, hot starts, but then injuries kind of derailed them, and they're kind of coming off of those injuries. I think of someone like Samson Ebukam. I think of like Azeez Ojulari. Even, I mean, throw in Tua in there as well. Like I think some guys who are trying to come off of injuries in the last 2 to 3 years had great production right when they first entered the league, and now they're working their way back, trying to show that they can get back on track in their careers as veterans in this league. And I think that's kind of a through line I think you see too with some of these guys, like coming here to Atlanta on those like 1-year prove-it deals to set themselves up for a better future in the league. And I think that was something that even Ian Cunningham talking about, that was I honestly think that was in the back of his mind too, from the way that he was talking on Friday, that those were the type of guys that have something to play for, and they wanted them here.
Yeah, and I think it speaks highly of Atlanta as well that these guys chose Atlanta to come and say, all right, if I'm going to prove it somewhere, I like Atlanta to give me a good opportunity to do just that. But you mentioned, we heard from Ian Cunningham. I can't really remember the GM kind of talking early in free agency or as free agency's been ongoing. So that was really refreshing to see that he was willing to kind of open up and answer some questions from the media. Was there anything that he said during that kind of press conference that really stood out to you? I
mean, it has to be the whole Tua conversation. It has to be the quarterback conversation. I think
which you wrote about.
Right, which I wrote about on AtlantaFalcons.com. Go check it out. But I do think that was kind of the main point of why you talk at that point. Why you come out, new league year starts on Wednesday. Ian Cunningham sits down on Friday, Tua signs that day. I think that was very intentional from Ian Cunningham to kind of get ahead of things. It's not going to be like all this speculation of like, oh, is Tua the starter? Is Michael Penix the starter? What have they told Tua? Like it kind of like level set everything in Atlanta when it comes to the quarterback position, where Ian Cunningham he says point blank, Tua is coming in to compete, same as Michael Penix is competing. We're not naming starters in March. Just like Kevin Stefanski said at the Combine, we're not naming a starter in February. Like that is their stance on where things are right now, and it kind of just like minimizes the scope of speculation when you have the GM come out and plainly say, here's the situation. We know Michael Penix is returning from a season-ending ACL injury that he had reconstructive surgery on in November. We're working through that timeline. He's working back. He's rehabbing. He's doing everything he's supposed to do. We are bringing Tua in to provide more security and insulate that quarterback position, which is a word that Kevin Stefanski used back at the Combine. That's all. That kind of is where they need to be right now. And naming a starter doesn't do anything for anybody, and it doesn't make any sense right now. So it at least like puts a pause in this quarterback conversation that has been so wildly talked about since Michael Penix got hurt, quite frankly. So I thought that was a very important point of conversation that Ian Cunningham said last Friday to kind of put things to rest for a little bit. And when we get to training camp, then we'll heat it back up. We'll start talking about it again. But for the time being, that's where things stand. They're coming in to compete. Michael Penix, once he returns from rehab, Tua, now that he's here in Atlanta.
Yeah, I thought it was a really smart approach. You know, you and I have all the media background. We know how people think. If you put a microphone in front of my face, I'm going to want to speculate, but now I can't. So it was smart to kind of just put everything on pause with that. I also really thought that, you know, like I mentioned, kind of the approach that Atlanta went into this with was building out the depth on their roster. Right? You know that you can't necessarily take the biggest swings, although I would argue that they took still some pretty big swings within the scope of what they were trying to do. But they said that they felt they elevated the floor of the roster. And when you already have stars in place offensively, Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Chris Lindstrom, Kyle Pitts, right? Defensively, Xavier Watts, Jalen Walker. We saw what Divine Diablo did, AJ Terrell, Jesse Bates. So there is really good talent on this team. And now it is kind of about elevating that floor. And I had my birthday party last weekend, so it gave me a chance to talk to a lot of friends who obviously are Falcons fans, and they were pretty positive, I think, about everything that was going on so far in free agency, even though there wasn't necessarily, and again, Tua is a big name. I think Azeez Ojulari is a big name. To me, Cameron Thomas is a big name. I loved him coming out of San Diego State. But they were kind of like, wow, I didn't necessarily expect for us to be this active, this involved, and I do think the team is going to have a different feel to it coming into the summer. Yeah,
well, I think that Matt Haley, our resident, our resident Falcons historian. I think he's on our
Falcons know-it-all.
He is. He's a Falcons know-it-all. He knows all. He kind of even said that in probably like over 10 years, the Falcons have never been as active in free agency as they have been in the first wave of the 2026 free agency. And I agree. I mean, it said it off the top. I don't think that there was a level of expectation that it was going to be this volume of guys signing. And I also think that there were some very obvious areas where you needed to build depth. I think about wide receiver and getting Jahan Dodson, getting Olamide Zaccheaus. Those are two guys that I think kind of uptick the speed of that group in a way that you kind of needed to evolve. And so I really like both of those signings. I think those make a lot of sense for where Atlanta is right now and how much they needed to do to continue to build out the room around Drake London. So overall, I don't have any like qualms about anything that was done. It actually was surprising to kind of have this volume and this depth of individuals to kind of go back and watch film on and to get to know. And it's been a really fun free agency period that I wasn't expecting to be as fun as what it was.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also want to kind of shout out Jake Bailey and Nick Folk, right?
Yeah.
Like we spend any time, like we never talk about special teams in the offseason, but then the minute anything goes wrong on special teams during the season, it's all anybody kind of wants to talk about. So I just think we would be remiss to kind of brush right past bringing in a veteran like Nick Folk, 41-year-old, has been in the league for maybe second to only like Bill Callahan in this building right now.
I think he was drafted the year before Matt Ryan was.
Yeah,
I think in 2007.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So, you know, getting consistency at that spot I think was really big. And then, you know, again, the headlining news is Tua kind of coming in here. And when you look around, I think you can find any kind of reaction that you're looking for, right? If you're a fan who is like, why didn't we go get the biggest? You can find a reaction out there to probably match what you think. But by and large, a lot of people felt that the investment and what you could potentially get in Tua was kind of like a home run for Atlanta.
Yeah.
Deontay Lee from The Ringer actually said he could maybe be the Daniel Jones of 2026, right? And we know how well Daniel Jones was playing before his injury last season. He really had the Colts on a roll. So I think so far what they've done is awesome. But do you expect them to kind of continue at this pace, or do you think we've seen the bulk of I mean, it would be hard for them to have 16 more moves down the pipe, so we've probably seen the bulk, but like, how much longer do you think this is going to continue?
I mean, I think that we're nearing the end. I think it's like, because I was kind of expecting to ride a wave of free agency well into the draft. But because of how many moves they made, I'm kind of like, there may be this period before the draft where it's just all draft all the time because of how much they've done in terms of filling out the roster and filling out a 53-man roster and bringing in depth, elevating the floor, all those buzzwords. I would be surprised if there were more more signees in the next couple of weeks because you still have to sign your draft class.
Right.
I think for me, it's actually, we know, and this is just me speculating off of what Ian Cunningham has said. He loves draft picks. So I think the better thought over the next probably month as we're leading up to the draft is seeing if and how the Falcons accumulate more draft picks in the 2026 draft or 2027 draft as you're looking ahead.
That's the key.
Which I think, I can't remember who said this, but it was a report from one of the main talking heads, and they were talking about the draft holistically and how the 2026 year is actually setting up for a wild 27 draft.
That's the draft class everybody's kind of, I think, pointing to.
Yes, everyone's looking ahead to 2027 and trying to get as many draft picks as they can for 27. And I think that's very interesting for the Falcons because maybe that means that there are more teams that will play ball with them in 26. But that's just all thoughts. All of that's conjecture. So I think where they go from here, I think our eyes are turning to the draft. Like this has been a very busy free agency, so it's now time to really lock in to see what the Falcons could do starting in the second round.
Absolutely, yeah. Barring anything crazy happening next week, you said it, all draft all the time. That is pretty much going to be the plan for this podcast moving forward. We've got a lot of fun draft content kind of coming down the pipe for you all, but that will do it for Tori and I today because we have some excellent conversations coming up with some of the newest Atlanta Falcons. So again, keep your eyes peeled to atlantafalcons.com. Stick with our free agency tracker for any more of the moves and keep your eyes on the feed for everything coming on Fridays moving forward. But that will do it for right now. Let's go ahead and get into our free agency conversations. We are very excited to welcome back Olamide Zaccheaus to Atlanta, who obviously began his career here in 2019 as an undrafted free agent. Olamide, thank you for sitting down with us.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be back. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I love it. So where were you when you found out that you were coming back to Atlanta? But we were actually talking before we started recording this. Like, you've been in Atlanta this whole time. But when you got the call, I'm assuming from your agent, like, hey, Atlanta's calling. We're going back. Like, where were you? What were you thinking?
I was actually in Brazil when the call was happening. I was out to lunch with my friends in Brazil, in Sao Paulo. And my agent was kind of just finalizing things. And then he was just like, it's probably a go. And I was like, let's do it. And was able to, take a shot and celebrate a little bit. So it was a good moment out in Sao Paulo with my friends, and I'm excited, very excited.
So cool. I love it.
I remember when I got the call that I got hired here too. I was also on the beach in Brazil. It was so nice. It was just soaking up the sun.
You didn't dye your hair though.
No, I didn't. And I didn't get any kind of tan either. I just stayed ghost white.
I didn't either.
But yeah, a lot has changed since you have been gone, right? Like this is your first time in this podcast studio.
Yeah.
You think your first time here is gonna kind of level up to the same level as your first catch in the NFL? Like, you think that this is gonna top that by the end of this?
Let's hope. No, but it's been cool to just walk around and see all the changes in the building, and then seeing familiar faces. Obviously, you were here.
I was here.
And then seeing other people that were also here as well, and people coming back here. And then having Ian here, he was with me in Chicago last year. It's a lot of great people in this building, so I'm excited to get to work and just experience Atlanta again.
Yeah, well, it's cool too because you talk about familiar faces. The man who threw you that touchdown pass is now the president of football here. I asked Austin Hooper this question. I would love your opinion on it as well. What is it about Matt? You've been in a huddle with Matt Ryan, and you've seen how he works, seen how he operates. How do you think that can translate to him now being an executive of an organization?
Yeah, I think he has always been the ultimate professional. Like, does everything the right way and knows how to command men in a business where you're dealing with a lot of egos, a lot of different people.
Yeah, different personalities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he's been able to do that at a high level. at the highest level.
Yeah.
So I'm sure this is just going to translate into what he's doing now. So I'm excited to be a part of it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you have any good, maybe Matt stories from your time playing with him?
I have one that sticks out, and it was we were actually in practice, and I was a rookie at the time. This was probably in the middle of the season, and Matt is very particular about his signals, especially if he gives you a check and he sees something. It's like he wants you to run a different route. So I was split out right outside the numbers, and he wanted me to run a pump, but I thought he wanted me to run an in-breaking route.
Okay.
It's kind of a similar signal, but he'll do it very.
Yeah. So if you're not paying attention,
you don't want to give away.
Yeah. But I seen it though.
Okay.
But I thought it was something else.
Gotcha.
You misinterpreted. Yeah.
Yes. So I ran the wrong route, and he threw the other route, and I heard a lot of stuff when I got back to the huddle. Rookie, get him up, God, all this. But he plays at a certain standard, and when he sees something, he wants it to be done a certain way, and I just did not get it at that time. But that would be the one Matt story that sticks out for me.
Well, I love it. Well, you talk about being with Ian Cunningham up with the Bears. Y'all kind of went on this magical run that I think a lot of people, myself included, I loved watching what y'all did. Can you kind of talk a little bit about what the last year has been like for you and what you are taking with you from that experience?
Yeah, it was honestly a very fun year and a fun group to be a part of. I was saying the people in that building are very special, and they care and they love coming to work.
Yeah.
They love coming to work each and every day, and that's what made it very fun. And we did a lot of hard things. We practiced very hard, did everything extremely hard, and it paid off for us. And that's what made it a lot more fun because we went through a lot of things, during training camp, some injuries here and there. But through it all, we were able to stay together and be a family. Honestly, actually be a family. Cared for one another, enjoyed coming into work, and winning just adds so much value on top of that. So it was a special, very special year. Yeah. So definitely trying to bring that here to Atlanta.
Love it. Sure. I know. I was just I loved watching you and Grady and Drew Dahlman, guys who this industry is very big, but it's also very small, and you love seeing guys succeed at the highest level. So it was really cool watching y'all.
Most definitely. Appreciate that. Yeah. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, when you go through the ups and downs of a season too, right, with the same group of people, you get to know them on just kind of a different level. It might be sacrosanct to name just one, but do you have a favorite pizza spot in Chicago? Are you a pizza guy?
I am a pizza guy. I feel like I didn't tap into the pizza scene as much as I should have.
Okay. What was your go-to food in Chicago?
Sushi.
Okay.
Yeah.
A big sushi guy, and sushi by scratch.
Ooh.
It's
so wait, are you making it yourself?
Oh, heavens no. oh Lord, no.
Is that the name of a spot?
Yeah, it's that's the name of a spot out there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's omakase. Yeah, omakase.
There you go. You could have said anything, and I've been
yeah, it's that.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's where they make the sushi in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Caleb took me to that spot, and that's the one. Yeah. That's the one for sure.
It seems like you're really well traveled. I mean, you got Japanese dog. You've been to Brazil, getting sushi. Do you have any favorite places that you've ever
Brazil.
been? Yeah,
Brazil is number one.
Okay.
Yeah. There's.
What about it stands out?
Everything.
Okay.
Food, the culture, just the people out there.
Yeah.
Everybody's welcoming, and it was just a great experience for me. I would say other than Brazil, though, I did like Barcelona as well. Love Spain. I know a little Spanish, un poquito Spanish, un poquito español, just a little bit.
Just throwing a little bit out there. That's more than me.
A little.
Well, we're going to Madrid.
Yeah.
So excited.
Most definitely.
Cannot wait. We went to Germany this past year, going to Madrid this year. It's gonna gonna be fun.
Yeah, I love Spain. Love Spain.
So looking kind of forward into 2026, you're rejoining Drake London in this receiver room. I believe was your last year his rookie year?
It was.
Okay, so he was baby. That was baby Drake.
It was baby Drake.
Baby Drake. Now he's well established. He's grown up a lot. But for you, what excites you about coming into this room in particular, and also working within Kevin Stefanski's offense?
Yeah, so I'll speak on Drake first. Obviously he was here. I was here when he was a rookie, and just seeing where his game has gone since then is like very cool to see. Like he's always had the talent, and he really put it together. He really put it together, and I love the passion that he plays with. Like he got that dog in him, and like he does.
He flips a switch.
Most definitely. I love that. I love that about him, and just excited to get back to work with him.
Yeah.
And then Jahan too. I was with him in Washington for a little bit, so excited to be back with him, and I'll get to meet the other guys and stuff. So I'm just excited to get to work with them and then to build a winning culture here.
Cool.
Did Drake have that switch even as a rookie?
Most definitely. Most definitely. Yeah, he's always had it. I don't think he's never not had it.
Right, that's just him.
Yeah, for sure. But that's my guy though. And then working with Kevin, we went to the same high school.
Okay, someone told me this.
Yeah.
I believe it was our team photographer Taylor, because she's also from that area and went to high school in a place close to where y'all are, or where y'all are from. And so she texted me this morning. She was like, he went to the same high school as Kevin Stefanski, and I was like, what a crazy small world.
Wow. And I've actually played Cleveland like the last 3 years, I think.
Yeah.
2 or 3 years. So been able to just, play against them.
Yeah.
And then we always would chat before the game and after the game. And, just finally get a chance to work with him alongside with him is going to be pretty cool. And we've been talking about that for a while now. Yeah. So for it to come to life here in Atlanta is it's a great opportunity. I'm excited about it.
All right, we got a few just kind of fun ones for you, and then we're going to wrap it up.
Okay.
What was the last TV show that you watched that you absolutely loved?
Oh, my gosh. It's this show called From.
Okay.
From.
Okay.
I have a few, actually.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Give us
off.
a list,
Okay.
yeah.
So,
I need new shows.
Well, I have two.
Okay.
Traders.
Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah.
I love Traders.
This is a Trader's office.
Listen.
Oh my God.
Traders is that show.
It is. I applied for the
next season?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did. Because
Did you?
I did. Yes.
Oh my God.
It's that good.
It's that good because
Yeah.
I'm like, I think I could do a good job.
Would you be a trader or a faithful?
So I think that of course everybody wants to be a trader.
I
right?
don't.
You don't want to be a trader?
I'd be a terrible trader.
Okay, see, I think that I could be okay, but I would have the problem of I wouldn't want to be mean to people.
Yeah,
right,
and as
yeah.
a faithful, you just kind of are playing with everybody and you're suspicious the whole time.
Right.
But
I think I'd be a great faithful.
okay,
If I was a trader, I would just be.
you spill the
I would have my tails.
Yeah.
I get to twitching and stuff. It's like,
and you're like, oh.
let's get
You'd
him
be too
out.
nervous. That's why Rob was so good. Is
Rob
he
was
just
great.
So,
But
his pulse never rose above
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
what I'll say about Rob though. I feel like if Rob was on a different season with different faithfuls, he would have got caught.
I agree with that. I think
got
that group, it was just a perfect storm. If
For
he was
him.
on last season with
CT.
Gabby or even CT, like Trishelle, they would have.
They would have.
Yeah.
Like he's too good.
Right, yeah.
They would have figured that out. So, traders is I like.
Elite.
Yeah, elite. I binged all 4 seasons in 2 weeks.
So good.
It was really good. And then the show From.
Okay, yeah.
How do I describe it? It's just a really good
What's
show.
it on?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the thing. It's on MGM Plus.
Okay. I love that.
I don't. I hate it. I actually hate it. I actually hate that. But it's a show about a town that is just it's a hard show to describe, but it's really good.
I'm gonna
It's
look it
really
up
good.
after this.
It's really good.
Yeah,
It's really
and I'll
good.
get back to you.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
From.
It's kind of
MGM Plus. I
MGM
feel like
Plus.
that's the first. I'm aware of what that is. That's the
I
first time
know.
I've ever heard that they have content.
Exactly. It's good. It won't disappoint.
Okay.
It won't disappoint.
How long do you think you could survive in a remote forest with no tools?
No water. Like I have to do everything.
You're just dropped in there. This is
just me.
yeah.
Give me 36 hours. That's all
the
I got.
reserves are gone.
As soon as my body shuts down without food and water, it's over it.
Okay.
I'll probably I'll find some water, but
Right.
having to like catch a fish by myself or skin
Skin anything.
literally anything, it's over with. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not a survivalist either.
Yeah,
No
sorry.
chance.
Give me a Wi-Fi and
If I don't have my phone,
AC.
I'm good for nothing. Yeah, I need
Exactly.
AC.
Yeah, please.
If I start sweating, I'm like, well, that's it.
it's over. It's over.
All right, this one's kind of adjacent, but if you had a chance to go to outer space, would you do it?
I feel like outer space isn't a real thing. That's a different.
Oh,
It
no,
is
that's a completely different conversation
We're
that
gonna be
we're
here
having
for
here.
30 more
I
minutes.
I know.
Yeah.
But I have my theories about outer space. I feel like nobody's been to the moon.
Okay, so
Okay,
yeah,
so
you think it was
okay.
all staged on an MGM Plus
Big-
set?
MGM Plus.
Man, they
It
are
all
getting
comes back.
they're getting
They're
so
getting so
much
many plugs.
ads today. No
Good
free
pub.
ads.
Good
Morgan's
pub.
gonna break in here and be like, "Stop."
Good pub for MGM Plus
Right,
today.
who would've thought?
We love that. We love that. But yeah, I don't think space is necessarily real in the way that we think of it.
Okay, I love that. Yeah, we're gonna put a pin in that.
Yep. We'll
And
come
we're
back
gonna
on.
Most
We'll
definitely.
bring you
return
back
to this.
on.
This
Okay.
is gonna be so good. We're gonna do a whole space episode. We're gonna be wearing astronaut suits. It's gonna be awesome.
Perfect. I'm down.
Well,
Definitely
Olamide,
down.
welcome back.
Thank you.
It's great to have you. It was
Thank you.
great to chat with you.
Appreciate
And
it.
we look forward to seeing you back out there on the field.
Most definitely. Appreciate y'all.
We're joined now by Azeez Ojulari, the Falcons' newest pass rusher and a former Georgia Bulldog, which of course makes Tori and I happy. Of
course.
Azeez, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, y'all? I'm amazing. Thanks for having me.
We love it. Okay, so you're a dog through and through. You're a Georgia boy through and through.
Yeah.
From Austell, Georgia, went to Marietta High School, went to the University of Georgia,
Yeah.
and now you're playing for the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
Can you kind of just surmise what all of that means to you at this point in your career?
Man, it's a big blessing and thankful for the opportunity, just being back with the home team. This is what you dream of as a kid, man. When you growing up watching the football games, and you're like, oh, man, I want to play for the Falcons when I grow up, man. I want to play for the Falcons. And now it's happening. It's like so surreal, and I'm just blessed and happy to be here.
Did you grow up a Falcons fan?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Growing up watching, Matt Ryan,
yeah.
Roddy White, Vic Beasley, Julio.
you go.
Come on, it was amazing, so I'm
you
here
had
now.
a chance to sit and meet Matt. And
Yeah, I know, right? That was great. It
was that
amazing.
surreal?
No, it was surreal, man. It was amazing to meet him and chop it up with him, and now I'm here, so it's crazy.
Oh, I love it. So let's talk about our glory days. We all went to the University of Georgia.
Glory.
Glory to old Georgia. How about them dogs? What is your favorite memory repping the G?
Favorite memory, I
Yeah.
would say
And is it the Peach Bowl?
Peach Bowl was up there
Peach
too.
Bowl's up there, yeah.
But I would say when we beat Notre Dame in 2019 at home,
Yeah.
that was the day. That was one of the ones.
Gosh.
Like, that night was amazing. It was a great game, and when they set those lights off, fourth quarter, it was rocking in
chills?
there.
Yeah.
You got the chill. So I would say those two in the Peach Bowl for sure. Going off with a win. That was my last game at Georgia. So in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So that was
Pretty nice,
throw
yeah.
that on top. That was amazing.
So that Peach Bowl, it was funny because we asked Channing what
Yeah.
his favorite memory in Mercedes-Benz Stadium was. Now you've played a good number of games in Mercedes-Benz as well.
Yeah, facts.
Do you have a favorite, one play that you're like,
Favorite,
yeah, I'll remember
I would
that?
say I'll always remember it was against Cincinnati that game, the Peach
Yeah,
Bowl. I'll
yeah.
always remember the strip sack, forced fumble, and my boy Adam Anderson scooped it up and recovered it. It was a turning point in the game. We needed that big play so bad,
Yeah.
and it helped us, propelled us to end up helping us win the game. So that's one of my favorite plays there.
Love it.
So I know everybody has kind of talked about Philadelphia and all the Georgia Bulldogs kind of
Oh,
on
yeah.
that defense, and
Right,
you know
yeah.
you were just with them and part of that crew, but. Now Atlanta is starting to catch back up. We got
Yeah.
Jalen Walker, we got
Thanks.
Channing, we got you.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean to you to kind of be reuniting with Channing and then
Yeah.
getting to play with Jalen?
It's amazing, because we've been doing this since college. Charlie Warner too.
Yeah, I can't forget
Oh,
Charlie.
You can't forget Charlie. Yeah. We used to go at it all the time at practice. He's tight end. He's a great player, great blocker,
Yes.
and he works hard. And we all work hard coming from the University of Georgia. And it's just I feel like we continue to push each other here and push the others around us and try to make each other continue to improve. And that's big. I feel like.
everything that we always talk with scouts and just people across the NFL landscape is how ready-made Georgia players are for the league and for the NFL. When you think back to your years at Georgia, what foundations established you to come into the league and have the hot start that you were able to have?
I feel like it's just the way Coach Smart and the staff do things out there and down in Athens, and it's just different. You know, the way they approach everything is like a professional mindset in a professional way, and I feel like that helps all the players that's there right now and transition to the next level. And I feel that's a big thing that they do well. And yeah, everything's tough and hard, you know. So nothing's easy, and I feel like that's what prepares us well for the next level. For sure.
Love it.
I was looking back after you were drafted by the Giants at some of your quotes. I think it was actually the first kind of press conference or media call you did, and you said, "I'm definitely relentless. Effort is never a question. I can rush the passer, stop the run, drop into coverage, all of that stuff." I mean, that feels tailor-made for a Jeff Ulbrich defense.
For sure.
What are the Falcons getting in you, and then what have they told you about just kind of how they plan to use you in this defense?
Yeah, I'll say a relentless player that's down to do whatever it can for his teammates. Violent, physical, you know, quick, bendy, can rush the passer, set the edge, dropping coverage if I have to. And, you know, I'm going to be there for my teammates, whatever I need to do. You know, I'm always just ready to work. I'm excited to be here, ready to just keep working, and you know it's gonna be a good plan. You know, the attack style defense he runs here, and as aggressive it is, and I feel like it's gonna work really well. You know,
love it. And now, does your family still live in like the Marietta area? They do.
They still
okay,
do, yeah.
So what's their reaction when you told them, "Hey, I'm coming home"?
It's like it's just surreal. They're so happy and so excited. Like it's crazy. The excitement and the joy and the love out of the moment. And they're so happy.
They don't got to travel very far.
They don't have to travel far. We're here.
I love that. Yeah, I'm from Marietta as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, man, that's perfect.
Right down the road.
Right down the road.
Tori, you got any more football-oriented questions, or should we get to some of the...
No, this isn't a football-oriented question. It's more just like a fact check for me. Was your maternal grandfather a Nigerian prince?
Yeah.
A 277?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nigerian prince, artist, sculptor.
Artist, yeah.
Can you share a little bit about him?
Man, yeah, you know, growing up, when he came to America, he used to stay with us and he used to babysit us. When my mom's parents went to work, he used to be there babysitting us.
That's cool.
And we run around the house making noise and all that. He used to be bad, but he always used to bring us downstairs, and he just hold us and try to keep us quiet and just chill. And he feed us grapes and sweets and candies and stuff. So
Just spoil you.
He's trying to spoil us and stuff. And he always knew that we would be. He always talked to us and like just let us know, like, yeah, you guys are gonna be great. You guys are gonna be something in life. You guys are gonna make a positive impact in the community. And me and all of my young siblings, and we're blessed to be able to do that. And having him in our life was just a blessing. And you know, so it's been great. You know, he has a lot of great artworks and stuff we have at we have at the house and stuff too. So it's amazing to have those things in his memory. And it's just amazing, man.
Yeah, it's really cool. I think I saw has private collections in like Madrid, London, Nigeria. I just think
Philly, Chicago. Right?
Yeah, like it's
he
just
used to travel a lot too. My mom was with him too. Yeah, just traveling around the country everywhere.
It's so fun too because I saw something where your mom said something along the lines of what you were saying, where he was like, "I know that I feel like Azeez is gonna be something." And I think that's like
it's
really
crazy.
cool.
Yeah. Oh God, man.
I've got two little boys, but I can't imagine what it would take to have two future NFL players and try to wrangle those together. Like I already feel like I'm out of breath with him being like, chase me around the house. Y'all were probably on a totally different level.
It was a different level.
That's how he was like winded. He's like, man, those boys are gonna be something. Let me tell you.
Nah, for real, it was. We made it work.
All right, so. Couple of just off the wall questions. When you're sick, what are some things that you like to do? Eat, drink, watch on TV to get you feeling good?
We have this. My mom has a lot of remedies, natural remedies that you can use. You know, it's a lot. It's a thing called aboliki. It's from Nigeria. It's like you can put it in it's like a
Like a
It's
soup?
like a vapor rub.
Oh, a vapor rub.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you can pour
Like a medicinal,
you can
vapor
put it in a
rub?
bowl. You can put it in a bowl, put hot water, put a towel over your head.
Just clears
Cook
out.
for 10 minutes. Yeah,
Clears
your whole
everything out.
system.
Yeah.
I might need this.
yeah,
I know,
Learn that
yeah.
recipe. That sounds amazing.
No, it works definitely in pepper soup. It's like a Nigerian type of soup. It's very spicy
Oh, okay.
and hot. So it probably put goat meat in there, beef, or whatever you want, really, or fish. Some people do. And it's really spicy soup. Help your, system.
Clears out your
Clears out everything. Yeah. It's all about clearing it out. We're good.
It's like the shrimp cocktail in St. Elmo's.
At St. Elmo's in Indianapolis. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Shout out
Those
Jared.
two right there. And, other than, drink tea and regular teas and stuff. But, yeah, that's one
Okay, that's a
Nice.
good answer. What is the best gift you've ever given?
gift I ever given. Gift.
I know I always feel bad just dropping these on everybody because
Well, the
they
first
would
one-
take me a minute to
Well, the
to
first
think
one
about, right?
when you started, when you're sick, and I'm like, who's sick?
I'll say my parents' cars, new
Nah,
cars.
that is a good
That's
one.
a pretty good
That's
gift.
a good
I don't
one.
think I've given anybody a car.
Personally, out of my own budget, but hey. No, that's great. I love that answer.
All right. What's the most recent thing that you have taught yourself?
Recent taught myself. Well, I didn't taught myself, but I'm trying to learn to play the guitar. I'm
Hey, me too.
Yeah, there you
There you
go.
go.
This is
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I'm starting right now. Like I'm still beginner phase, but
You
I'm trying
watching
to
a
get
lot of
that.
YouTube
yeah,
videos?
a lot of YouTube. That's right.
Yeah.
Trying to hit it going.
Learn that
That's
G chord, that
Yeah,
G chord.
G-chord,
Yeah.
No, that's how I was in the pandemic. I tried to teach myself how to play piano.
Oh, really?
And so I was just like, it was me with a keyboard on my kitchen
yeah,
table
YouTube.
with YouTube playing. And I'm just like, well, this is what's going to happen.
For sure.
Tori, you like this? I tried to learn Evermore on piano.
Ooh, by
during
Taylor
the
Swift?
pandemic, of course,
wow.
by Taylor Swift. Yeah. All right,
My
last
girl.
one for you, Azeez. Are you a beach guy or a mountain guy?
That's cool because, I wouldn't mind going on a mountain hike or a trail, but I do love the beach though because, the water, the sand, and the sun, baking the sun and just vibe and relax. But I like the sound of the waves. So I might lean towards beach.
Good answer.
I don't
Good
think I've
answer.
ever asked anybody that question.
Oh, really?
Mountains over beach. Like, it is
Yeah,
a
beach all
100%
day.
ready for the beach, right?
I mean,
beach.
I'm the same way. I love a good mountain weekend.
Good-
a
yeah,
good,
yeah,
cabin,
good hike,
good hike. But if I'm picking, I'm going to
Beach.
the beach.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, this was great. Azeez, thank you so much. We're obviously so
appreciate-
excited
yeah,
to
I
have you in the
appreciate
building,
y'all,
but
man.
this was so much
Appreciate
fun.
y'all. I'm happy to be here. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all.
We are sitting down now with the Atlanta Falcons' newest defensive end, Samson Ebukam. Samson, thank you so much for taking the time.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So I am really excited to get the chance to talk to you. I want to talk a little bit about your play on the field, but first, we were chatting before we hit record about where you're from, but you were initially born in Nigeria, correct?
Yes, correct.
You moved here when you were 9 years old? Mm-hmm. What was that experience like?
Well, I knew what jelly was supposed to taste like
Yeah?
for the first time. So that
Jelly?
was fun. Yeah, jelly. Yeah.
Specifically, like a grape jelly.
Grape jelly.
Strawberry jelly?
Yeah, I remember my first actual PB&J here.
Oh.
Whoa,
It was
okay.
fantastic. Oh my gosh. Because it was scarce over there. So
Okay.
you had to be rich to have jelly back there.
So that was one of your first kind of indulgences, I guess?
Yeah.
You go to the grocery store and you're like, "Where's the jelly?"
No. We found the bread first. That was also something that we couldn't really get a lot of. But we found the bread, found the jelly, peanut butter. You know what I'm saying? It was breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yeah.
Now, see, Tori's not big on. She's more of a preserves girl, I think, herself. So,
That makes me sound way fancier than I actually am. No. So if I have the story correctly, you're the youngest of 7 kids, and you came over to the United States in groups, essentially, where your older siblings were already here, your dad and your older siblings, and then you and your your siblings that were around the same age, and then your mom came sometime later. What do you remember? I know you were 9 years old, but what do you remember about that time and once your whole family was able to get back together, what that meant to y'all?
Well, when my mom came, it was crazy. It was insane when she came because my dad is he's not when it comes to Nigerian parents, dads are kind of very strict.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My mom had to be strict because she was a single mom when all of us were back there.
Right.
So she had to be strict. So when she came here, it was like, oh my gosh, we can take a little break. Or at least so we thought. So you know, it was kind of cool. Like, I was so happy to see her. Like, yeah, just having your mom around you and having your dad at the same time is just no comparison.
Yeah.
Family back together.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you moved to Pacific Northwest, but then you spent your kind of early playing days in LA, San Francisco. It wasn't until Indianapolis that you kind of left the West Coast. What was different about that experience moving to Indiana, and what have you heard about Atlanta, which is going to be a totally different thing in and of itself?
Shoot, let me tell you, dog. When it came to them taxes,
The taxes?
Okay.
hey, I kid you not, that was like the number one eye opener was them taxes that I was getting in California. I was like, oh yeah, you know, it's pretty bad, you know, but it's okay. Then I went to Indy. And then, you know, checks started clearing a little better. And I was like, I don't think I want to go back to California. I'm not even going to lie to you. I don't think I want to go back there. And,
I have to appreciate this answer because it's probably the most real answer we've ever gotten on this podcast.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, like, the food is definitely, like, to die for in California. Don't get me wrong. But I'm going to save my money, though. You know, I'm going to save my money a little bit. And then coming to Atlanta, like, I know that it's more fun than Indy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more fun than Indy.
We're a little bit biased. Like we're both from the general Georgia area. I think it's a great place to live because you're super close to the beach. You're super close to the mountains. Like 10 out of 10.
Great
Love
food
it.
here, too.
Yeah,
Great food
great
here.
food.
Yeah.
I still got to figure out some of the things that y'all be doing that's like outdoorsy a little bit.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of places to go hike. There's lakes, all kinds of stuff. So
Yeah, I got to go fishing somewhere.
I was about to say,
yeah,
Yeah, I gotta go
fisherman,
fishing.
you'll
I gotta go
find
fishing.
some.
You'll find some good
you'll find some
spots.
spots.
All right,
Yeah.
bet.
So you are actually reuniting with Nate Ollie, who was your position coach with the Indianapolis Colts. Do you have a favorite Nate Ollie story? Because everyone around here loves him. So I know he is a different character. He's a different breed of D-line coach.
Favorite one? Well,
So I'll tell you this. We heard the story about how he would like turn off the lights and like run through a dark room. We heard about that one.
I mean, he
The
didn't.
seatbelt.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't. Like, he had some sayings, but he never turned off the lights. Like, honestly, I just would have been weird. I'll be like, "You good?
like, what's
you straight? You straight, man? Like, what type of time you on?" But no, he a good dude, man. Like, I've had a lot of success with him, and I love his energy, just what he brings to the guys around him, just to try to elevate him and all that. So, you know, it's good to reunite with him because I know that we're gonna do something special. You know, so we got some big goals, and we're gonna get it accomplished.
I was watching just a little bit of tape on you. I like the power, ability to shed blocks, all of that. But how would you yourself kind of describe your game to fans who may have never seen you play before?
Honestly, just aggressive, a little messy, but just aggressive. Little, I mean, to play DN, like to play D-line in general, you have to have a little screw loose because every time you're trying to take on 300+ pound guys, you know what I'm saying? So you can't be a normal person trying to do that. Yeah. So just aggressive and just trying to get after whoever that has the ball, whether it be the quarterback or the running back, wide receiver, it really doesn't matter.
I want to go back to 2023, the year that you had 9.5 sacks. What was so special about that year? Because from the outside looking in, to me, it looked like it was kind of the culmination of your entire career, like leading up to that year. It's like everything that you learned to get to that year, and that was when you finally like exploded. What do you remember about like that year and what made it so special?
Honestly, I think what I did that year, I got stronger in my faith, and because of that, I let God take control of everything, and I just kind of like minimized all the things that I was thinking of. All that was on my mind is how I was gonna get the quarterback on the ground. That's literally it. It wasn't even like the run was cool. You feel me?
Yeah.
But the first thing on the mind was, how am I going to get this quarterback on the ground? And that was the whole room, you know, because we knew what it meant to bring them down. Like, quarterbacks don't like getting hit, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you can hit them multiple times, you're going to cost some plays.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to change the game. It's going to help everybody else just to have an easier game if we can get the quarterback on the ground.
Yeah.
Start getting happy feet, drop their eyes, looking at the pass rush, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
all that. And then interceptions happen that way, turnovers happen. Like, you can change the game.
Awesome. Well, this is the last one for you. A little bit of an outside-the-box one, but some historical figures have epithets attached to their name, like, the mad or the wise or what have you. What would you like yours to be? It would be Samson the blank.
Ooh.
The aggressor? I'm going back to...
No, not the aggressor.
You want something, like, cooler?
Yeah, something cooler, you feel me?
I liked what you said about the screw loose.
No, that
you don't...
then I just sound crazy.
The
Mad Hatter.
No.
Well, I mean, you sitting right here right now, you seem pretty, like, chill.
Yeah.
And, like, super, like, collected. Like, Samson the collected or Samson the chill.
Samson the imposer?
No,
we're going in the wrong direction, man.
Terrible,
You're
man.
off the mark, Will.
Terrible.
Terrible. Damn, I didn't think it was that bad.
Oh, my gosh.
Probably something biblical, I guess.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably something biblical. I've always wanted to pick up on wisdom whenever I talk to people.
Ooh, yeah. The wise.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay.
Or enlightened. Enlightened's good.
Nah,
you like wise.
I'm over two over here. We're doing Samson the wise.
I'll take wise.
Which is literally in the all right. I love that.
I love it. That's what we're going to start calling you. Just like we see you in the calf. The wise.
Yeah, Samson the wise. Well, thank you for sitting down with us. I know this was a quick chat, but we look forward to many more with you in the coming year.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
God bless.